Alright.
You're admitting to Ayden.
What?
You're admitting to.
What do you mean, what am I... Anyway, the podcast is starting.
Are you admitting to a feet fetish, Ayden?
No. It's not about the legs or the feet, Cyrus. It's about the soul.
Yeah, definitely.
Just ask Addie, she'll back me up.
I want music. It'll get mad at me if I play music through Alexa, though.
I bestow upon you.
I'm not using your accounts, I have headphones. I still want to get them out.
These are tiny Bluetooth earbuds, so you can actually... And I'm okay with you getting your own out, because I actually really like my Bluetooth earbuds, and I don't want to share them.
I'm not sharing earwax with you. Groder.
Let's be honest, it's not the grossest thing you've done today.
I think it
It's
is.
not the grossest thing you've put in your body today, either.
What is?
I watched you eat lunch.
I didn't do anything weird at
Fucking
lunch.
maniac.
What was so weird about lunch?
You ate applesauce with a celery stick.
Okay.
That's weird.
No.
Weird champ.
Not really.
Can we get weird champ in the chat? Because Cyrus is weird. Oh god. I love allergy season so much. It's so fun. Djibouti Dubs is funny. We
I need to find a long video.
are going to discuss our top anime
Where do I find my mix on YouTube?
while I look through funny GIFs and try to see if there's anything that's actually funny in the funny GIFs. So far, I'm frankly disappointed.
Is there a way to find like a my mix on YouTube?
What do you mean by my mix?
You know how YouTube will just randomly compile a bunch of
Videos into a playlist?
yeah.
You can make your own playlist of videos.
Yeah, but that's not as fun as it picking the ones I listen to the most.
You're dumb. You're
I
a
use
dumb.
it at school all the time.
You're absolutely a dumb. Hurry up. Because you're up first for your
Change the
number
GIF.
5.
Change the GIF. That's not much better.
I googled funny GIF. Oh. Oh. I googled funny GIF, and I'm gonna look through the funny GIFs.
Move on.
I'm looking through the funny GIFs until we're done. And hopefully some of them won't suck. Like this guy in a monkey shirt.
If your computer's right here.
Yeah, it's down here. Ah, I kicked my precious headphones.
No, I'm feeling listen to top 100 OPs.
You're a loser. Okay,
It's
you're
been-
starting with your number 5 anime because I've
No,
got to
you
figure
should.
out what my number 5 is. This GIF
I
isn't
can-
funny.
Alright, let's talk about my number 5.
The existence of children isn't humor. No.
Yes.
Nope.
Turn to something at least semi-relating to what we're talking about.
No.
Yes.
This is Team Arcadia. There's no relevancy in our streams.
There should be.
Nah. Look
Let's
at
go
you.
funny anime gifs.
I wasn't ready for that. Wow, this is just so much worse. Yeah, it's not getting...
Okay, we're ready.
1 for 3! Alright, hit us with... No.
I'm just
No,
curious.
you're not skipping around. That's not how this works.
Alrighty, so
Go on.
My number 5 is One Piece. We get to talk about One Piece, my guys. So,
Even
we
the
should have
Chuny-
introduced this, what we're doing.
Even the Chuny wants you to move along.
We forgot to do an introduction.
I did a minor introduction where I explained that we will be talking about our top 5 anime while I look at funny gifs and hope to find gold in shit mines, apparently.
Go back. Look at all the recommended.
Whoop. Same thing. Christmas hat. Her cheeks being pinched. There's 2 versions of it. The opposite. Okay.
Anywho, so
This is Syrus.
yes, my choice is the greatest shonen of all time, One Piece. Even though it's not my favorite shonen, it is the greatest shonen. We'll get to my favorite shonen when we get there.
I don't know what anime this is, but I want to watch it
I've seen that clip before.
just for how heavily blurred the face gets.
Yeah, One Piece. It's a great shonen. The characters are great. It's just better fairy tale.
That's setting the bar pretty low there, buddy.
I'm sorry. It's just fairy tale's just poor man's One Piece.
What the heck?
Oh, Umaru-chan. That's from K-On! Nichijou. Look up Nichijou gifs. They're actually really good.
No.
You want to see someone suplex a deer?
Later.
Look up Nichijou gifs.
No.
Oh, you're terrible.
I know.
But so, I love One Piece. Luffy is definitely one of my favorite characters, like favorite protagonist of all time. He's just such a lovable person, and he affects the world in great ways. Has brilliant arcs. A lot of the arcs are just 10 out of 10s. Which,
And here's why your opinion is shit. This is top 5 anime,
oh fuck.
and One Piece is anime. It's longer than Declan Schlong,
Listen.
and there's only like 3 things in the known existing universe that are longer than Declan Schlong.
That I am on.
I don't even know what that means.
It's the longest anime. It's like 8,000 episodes or something like that.
You can't just go and make up words again. I don't even know if that was on stream where I accused you of making up words.
I don't remember what word it was.
I do. It was endearing.
Yeah, it's a word.
It's a made up word.
No, it's not.
Show me an endearing. You can't.
Show me love. You can't.
You're right. I could show someone other than you love.
Okay, but One Piece is really good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Because, or, no, don't watch it. Read it.
Ooh.
Dude, just look up Nichijou gifs.
No.
But,
This is...
have you picked your number 5 yet?
No.
I think that's also Nichijou.
Let's see. Okay, it's time to actually sweat this and get the paper out.
So while he's calculating that, I'm gonna start ranking my top 5 favorite One Piece arcs. We got everyone's favorite, Anais Lobby Water 7. It's just so good. You got the Impel Down, Marineford, that entire saga, brilliant. Whole Cake. It's such a good arc. You learn so much you need to know about the series. Dressrosa, one of the greatest arcs of all time. You just can't hate it. God Usopp for the win. And then you've got, I think I'm going to go with Wano. Even though Wano's not done yet, it has been really fun and really interesting. Really excited to see how Wano
I think I have a top 5 now.
You spelled it wrong.
Doesn't matter. They can't see that.
That's from Gundam. Go back.
Nope.
That was from Gundam 00.
We only
Banger of a
progress. We only progress on
Us-
this channel.
No, we don't. Wait, go forward 2.
I've never made any regression in my life.
Again, go forward again, go forward again.
I don't understand, but I don't feel a need to.
Alrighty, it's your turn.
My number 5, Orishira. I found it!
I told you.
Oh my god, this was one of my introductions to anime. Is this clip.
This good old gift.
This is why I think Syrus is weird. One amongst many
I don't even know
reasons.
what anime this is. It's just such a famous clip.
It's pelvic thrust. Okay, Orishira features one of the most lovable characters of all times, who unfortunately has a JoJo's fetish.
And she's a bitch.
That too. Masazu, the
But
white
she's not a bad person.
There's a difference. There's a difference between bitch and bad person. Masazu, the white-haired girl, because white hair / silver hair is the best hair color there is.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, we both agree on that, which is strange because we don't have very similar taste
Oh.
at all.
He made a 7 sins of things that I like that he doesn't.
Yeah, my list was accurate. Yeah, Orishira. It's not a love story.
If I give a synopsis of it.
What? Okay. Hot girl shows up. Nobody and his childhood best friend are just trying to live life, do school stuff, and he wants to become a big old doctor.
He also hates the idea of romance.
Yes, of course, because love is lame.
Because his parents are terrible people. I've seen anime. It's called Kyoko no Katana. It's actually pretty good.
Stop talking. The more you talk, the less I want to be alive. Orishira. Another girl shows up. She's hot. She asks him out. He tries to say no. It doesn't work. She blackmails him. That's the entire show.
No, she blackmails him into fake dating her so that no one asks her out anymore.
And then harem happens.
On accident. As all do.
When do you... There's never been an intentional harem.
You have obviously not seen The World God Only Knows.
That is true. There's another one. Which show did I...
Oni Eye?
No.
Trinity 7.
No. It was, I don't have many friends. Right? Haganai, where he knew he had a harem, but he wouldn't acknowledge it.
Yep, as you do. Oh.
Okay. The internet has given me advice once again, moving forward.
I love F-Maybe. Which
I don't.
Sadly does not make this list. But you know what does? My number 4.
Are you not going to... Do you not have any thrashing for my number 5?
I love Orishira. I think it's really good. I'm upset that you like it more than some other stuff, but I think the show is really good. I love Masazu.
What in particular do you think that I've seen should rank above Orishira?
Naruto, One Piece, No Game, No Life, Silent Voice, Full Metal Alchemist.
I really liked one of the animes you listed there.
I don't know which one it was.
It was Naruto, and it was exclusively for Kakashi.
Naruto is sick. Anywho, my number 4. Let's go. Time to play volleyball. It's Haikyuu.
Ugh.
Yup. What the hypest show I have ever watched is also technically a shonen. But that's besides the point. It's such a good series, and even it got me into sports anime, which I have watched other sports anime because of it, and have started to enjoy the genre. It's such a good show, and there's really good themes. Like, you could spend a solid 2 hours just thinking about Haikyuu, which I've done
Poor
before.
cat.
Not cat. That's also from Nichijou.
I'm pretty sure that's a cat.
That is a cat. That's from Nichijou.
I was right. That is not a cat.
That is from K-On! Great series. KyoAni, love you.
What an excuse. Mustache.
But, so, we got Haikyuu. It's so great. I love the characters. Oikawa is one of the greatest characters in all of anime. It just, single-handedly, he makes a great villain. He embodies the themes of the show. The manga's ending was great. I love the way it ended. It's not the ending I was expecting, but it was an ending that I was pleasant to have. If you have not read or watched Haikyuu, definitely do so. The manga has some of the best paneling I have ever seen in any manga. So if you care about that kind of stuff, definitely go for it.
What happened here? Oh.
I don't know. I haven't seen that anime.
A pebble went up his anus.
Alrighty. Your move.
Okay, before I move to my show, my only quarrel with your number 4 being Haikyuu is I don't like volleyball. Sorry, doesn't entertain me. You know, it just doesn't do it for me.
Zombie dance. Okay.
I want to move back to see what that was, but we don't regress. We only progress.
Exactly.
In this channel.
Talk about your next one.
My number 4, the 3-part Grisaya.
For those of you unaware, they are Fruit of Grisaya, Labyrinth of Grisaya, and Eden of Grisaya. They also are visual novels.
Boy, did that show surprise me. You had suggested shows like Your Lie in April and Onii, and oh my god. We'd watched a little bit of Naruto, so that was... But yeah, Grisaya was a real change of pace. That didn't start out looking like a real change of pace. Grisaya opens up, you meet this character, this boy going to an all-girls school of like 5? Is it 5 girls?
Sachi, Michiru, little girl, redhead. I think it's 5, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 5 girls, 6 counting Michiru.
Or Chizuru.
You'll get that if you watch it. Grisaya, really, really good. So much fan service, and
you really don't notice it till your second time through.
No, you notice it right away, but then you stop noticing it like 2 episodes in because you realize that he's killed like 3 people. You're like, man, he's really just kind of a murderer, and that's all right.
As someone who has been in... I've been watching anime for a very long time. I really didn't notice the fan service until like my second time through. But it still was an extremely amazing show that makes my top 20.
You've also watched Food Wars in class. So there's clearly something mentally wrong there. But yeah, no, that show...
I wasn't picking what we watched. We were just...
Sure. Whatever you have to tell yourself to get away with having watched Food Wars in class. But I wasn't ready for the carrot scene.
Yeah.
And if you watch Grisaya, you'll really understand that.
Nichijou.
But yeah. That's, well. That's my number 4. Any quarrels with my number 4 being Grisaya?
No. I love that series. And I also understand that you just... I like it more than Naruto. I have it ranked higher than Naruto. Alrighty. So, my number 3... Assassination Classroom. I love this show. This show holds a special place in my heart. It always will. This show ruined school for me. I watched the show and just went, this is the peak of school. And then normal school no longer did it for me.
Panda.
Panda-chan.
Panda.
So, definitely Assassination Classroom has some of my favorite characters of all time, being Karma Akabane. Has an extremely good fight with Karma versus Nagisa. There are good moments. It's really funny. It's just all around a really good show. What are your complaints to that being my number 3?
God, I don't like Assassination Classroom. It starts out so strong with such a really good concept, and it sets it up to be such a cool anime. And I really love the setup and the start of the show where he's teaching these kids to kill him. And he's teaching them like a normal teacher. And he's really good at his job, and it's clear that he cares about these kids. But god damn, does it run way too long.
You only watched like 5 episodes.
No, I got farther than 5 episodes. But, like, that's an anime that I watched and I felt like, one season would be enough to tell the story.
I disagree because there's so much. I think the second season has so many good things that happen into it, and the ending is phenomenal. There's stuff that you wouldn't think that would be relevant, but they are relevant, and it builds upon. It not only builds upon the world, but builds upon the characters as well.
They also set a time limit, and it made it feel like it was really impending. And then if you have to watch like 2 or 3 seasons of an anime to get to that time limit, it seems like, was it ever really that close to hitting
2
that time
seasons
limit?
is a pretty long time, or is a pretty that's a decent amount of time for a year. I also watched K-On!, which did 1 year and 2 seasons. But
and
so for those that are unaware, the premise of Assassin's Classroom is a giant octopus appears, and he decides he wants to teach a class, specifically a class of losers and people who have been kicked out of the normal campus, so that they can sit around and do nothing. Because by having them fail, it makes the rest of the students want to succeed even more.
Nope.
But he refuses that and decides that the best course of action is to make these students succeed. So he wants to make the students succeed, but he also is teaching them to kill him.
Is that how the show works?
What? Yes, that is Kill la Kill.
I might have to watch Kill la Kill.
Anyways, Assassin's Classroom is a brilliant series. Definitely recommend to anyone.
I would not. But that's my opinion.
Which are usually bad.
You're losing the sock war right now.
Alright, take your
This
turn.
isn't an anime.
Just go down to Fujiwara.
Yo.
Since that one's not working, let's use this one. Okay.
Now I can't arrow through.
I mean, you can.
No. My number 3, the one that Syrus is going to fight me on. Irregular at Magic High School. By no means am I going to tell you that this is in the top 5 best anime. It's not.
Joshiraku, wow, that's interesting.
I just really like it. I think Irregular at I think Irregular at Magic High School has a really interesting concept for magic being completely technology and coding based. And I think the weaponry in the show is so cool. Like, Silverhorn Trident is one of my favorite weapons in all of anime, which is the main character's pistols of choice, the ones he designed. It's an OP protagonist show, so it can be kind of predictable, but I thoroughly enjoy
kind
all
of?
of it.
We all know little Mr. Yuji Wannabe is gonna solve every problem.
That's not true. Sometimes the way to solve the problem is to make someone else solve the problem.
Every problem that ever arises, he ends up solving, and there's no tension whatsoever.
No, he doesn't.
Not only that, but they also do not do a good job with their system. It's an extremely interesting concept, but they do not execute it well.
We're not at your quarrels yet, so shut up.
Also, if you're gonna look for cool weapons, just watch Soul Eater.
Uh,
Or read it. Reading it's better.
I think Irregular does better with weapons. They have the floaty sword. They have the continent eradicating sniper rifle.
Hey, Harvey.
No.
That's
We're
from
gonna-
Index or
we're gonna-
Railgun, one of the two.
We're gonna let it rest on this one for a while. Yeah, no, Irregular. About a high school teenage boy and his little sister that loves him very, 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 very way too much. Going to high school after being in the military and part of companies and one of the top 10 families in Japan. And they're trying to be normal kids at high school. He gets a low score on his magic exam because he can't use magic the same way everyone else does because he has a really broken spell that basically just restores his body to 24 hours before the point he uses it. or to the last save point.
He's supposed to be an emotionless protagonist, but it's just not very well executed. It's just an extremely boring character.
I thoroughly enjoy his character, and I've watched the show more than once. And I've watched the movie, and I'm excited to start watching the next season.
I'm not usually one for dropping shows. I got 23 episodes in and dropped it. Because at that point, that was the point where I decided that it wasn't worth it. I was just going to finish it for courtesy's sake because a friend recommended it to me, but it just wasn't worth it.
You know what else wasn't worth it? No Game, No Life, but I had to watch that twice.
That's your fault. You didn't pay attention either time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I go on number 2 then?
Yeah, give us your number 2.
My number 2 is A Silent Voice. This movie...
I like this movie.
...is really good.
It's a great comedy.
It is, first of all, it's KyoAni, so you know it's excellently animated. The music is astounding.
Wow.
What? Oh, Nishijo again. Made some... Anyways, so... They're playing Old Maid, by the way.
Poker face.
Anywho. Oh, One Piece, banger. But,
This is One Piece?
No,
This
One Piece,
doesn't
One
look
Piece
like One Piece.
Alright. So, Silent Voice, the music is stellar. The way they did the music can clearly show how each character is feeling.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
It can give a perspective. The show is about a boy named Shoya, who, during his elementary school years, bullied a girl who was deaf so bad that she had to transfer schools.
What?
Because of this, he got counter-bullied, and they bullied him throughout all of junior high. After being on the receiving end of it, he no longer had any self-esteem or self-respect to speak of, and he suddenly runs into this deaf girl that he bullied in elementary school. And both of them, suffering from extreme self-esteem and self-love issues, begin to help each other and learn to be human beings again. It's an excellent story, one that is very emotional, and definitely recommend.
I feel like this guy when I'm sitting in American government and someone tries to talk about their opinion. Oh. Okay, my turn to rebuttal. I liked that movie. It was a great comedy, and I'm not one for making fun of the disabled, but man, that deaf chick was funny. That time she tried to jump off the building, oh boy, it was a knee slapper, I tell you. God. And then he jumped off the building with... I mean, it's just so good. You like that, baby? Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think that's a top 5. I don't even think that's close to a top 5. But, you know, it was really funny.
Yeah, I don't think you even presented an argument. You just try to piss people off.
No. It's like Return of the Native. If you try to read that book normally, you're not going to enjoy that book very much. But if you read it looking for the humor in things, Eustacia Vi dying to a puddle is kind of great. And if I just spoiled that book for you, I don't apologize in the slightest.
It's not worth it.
You're not missing out on much unless you know how to read it properly. Fuck you. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I just... Trying to watch that movie seriously, I wouldn't enjoy it at all. Also, Syrus has some serious issues with the mentally feeble. He has this strange hatred for people that can't control that they're not as mentally strong or fortified as he is.
Yes, dumb, self-victimizing people suck.
Is that Frank Sinatra?
I don't know.
Okay, time for my number 2. We're not gonna fight on my number 2.
We shall not.
My number 2 is Bakano. Because god damn did that show surprise me with how good it was.
There aren't really any faults with that show. That show is excellently executed. The only fault is that there isn't more.
Yeah, no. That show was... It's a mystery. It's not really a horror, but it's got, like, a very scary character.
Yeah?
It's a thriller. It's got action. It's got drama. It's got somewhat of a
Mystery,
romance.
there's some
story.
romance in there.
Yeah. It's got comedy. Basically, if you want it, Baccano has it.
And it has it extremely well. It's just a good show.
Look, if you're watching this, start watching Baccano when you're done watching this.
It's 16 episodes. That's 8 hours. Not long. You can easily knock that out very easily.
You've easily spent 8 hours of your life making my mom jokes. I'm sorry, it's your mom jokes. Regular show has me messed up.
Like, it's if you have any plans to watch any anime and you haven't seen Baccano, watch it. The dub is excellent. The music is stellar. I have listened to the entire soundtrack multiple times over.
Yeah, no, there's just...
The characters are so endearing. It's just such a good show.
There's just no quarrel with Baccano. That cat has found joy. Oh. What? Oh. You bastard.
Alrighty.
I'll never know what was behind this.
There's no... Yep, there's no problems with the show. It's an excellent show.
It's really good.
Definitely go and watch
and it earned my number 2 spot.
For me, my number 1 anime of all time is No Game No Life. Also light novel. And manga. Junko, motherfucking
Nope.
Enoshima. That's from Umaru-chan. But No Game No Life, it's just such a fun show.
I don't trust toothbrushes in anime anymore.
It's Potato Girl from Attack on Titan.
I don't get... Okay.
Alrighty, so No Game No Life. It has such a fun cast of characters. And the 2 main characters are definitely 2 of the funniest characters I've ever seen in any show. It is about 2 shut-in gamers who hate life and just want to sit inside and play video games for the rest of their lives. Yes, it's Magi. And then suddenly they get offered a chance to play chess. So they accept, and they have a 3-day-long chess game. And then...
I feel like it was not one game. I feel like it was multiple games.
It was one game. And then once they had won, they received an email saying, "Do you ever feel like you were born in the wrong world?" And after complaining about the world and agreeing, suddenly hands emerge.
Yes! It's her! Masazu!
Yes. So suddenly hands emerge from the TV and drag them through into this world called Disboard. In this world, everything is settled by games.
Wait, is this a pun on Discord? Okay.
No, it's a pun on Disboard.
It's definitely Discord.
So, where was I? Yes, every game... Oh.
Hey.
Fate is interesting. So everything is settled by games and gambling. When you start a game, you set conditions. In those conditions... it's a winner take all situation. What the hell is what's going on screen? Oh, cam. Alright, so it's super interesting. All the victories are convoluted and extremely well thought out. All the references are stellar. There's JoJo references, so you know it's a good show.
JoJo wasn't in your top 5, so...
JoJo's number 6.
JoJo's number 69.
Like, I'm legitimately not kidding you. JoJo's is 1 below One Piece.
It's not a very good anime.
You're wrong. Speaking of JoJo's, I'm excited for Stone Ocean. That got announced recently. Woo! So, yeah. No Game No Life. It is an excellent show. Very funny. What is that?
This is Full Metal Alchemist.
That's the original FMA. So, definitely watch it if you're into isekai and or just comedy shows. The manga is excellent, introducing characters like Jibril. Or, not introducing, giving Jibril more character.
Jibril Iglesias.
No. And then we got... And then you got the movie, which was my favorite movie of all time, No Game No Life Zero. It's an excellent story. Definitely would recommend it. Now, Aiden, would you like to talk about your favorite? That's Gintama. Kaon.
Okay.
It's your turn, Aiden.
Okay, my number one anime. Wait, no, I'm gonna rebuttal yours. Nice try. I just thought No Game No Life was kind of meh. I didn't particularly like any of the characters. None of the story surprised me. None of the concepts were really interesting. It's just if everyone's promises had to be kept, no matter what, and like I feel like other characters have done that better. None come to mind at the moment, but I'll think of it later. I'll tweet it.
Kakaguryu also did the same plot.
Go follow us on Twitter, by the way.
Kakaguryu. It's No Game No Life mixed with Food Wars.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of that one either. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the animation and color was really cool and interesting, because that was the first time I'd seen, they use redlining a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen
I think the only other anime you've seen where they use any different color of lining was Orishura.
No.
Your Light in April did?
Yep.
Oh.
My number one uses redlining as well, but only for a short period of time, which was also one of the most touching periods of time. But we'll get on to that. Yeah, No Game No Life, honestly, it's not bad. It's just not as good as he makes it out to be. I don't see it as a top 10 anime, but I can understand it being like top 20, top 50.
It's top 1.
Top 1 if you're rating, most average.
No. The most average anime of all time is Black Butler.
I thought that's the most
13-year-old girl?
Yeah, average for a 13-year-old girl.
Kaon's good. We should watch Kaon.
No.
Oh. Alright, your move.
My number one, which there's going to be a slight argument over, but Cyrus likes this anime. My number one is Your Lie in April, which, God, I hate you.
Why?
It was not at a high point in my life, and Cyrus is like, you know what he needs? He needs to be really sad. Your Lie in April is about a piano-playing boy who was so good at the craft that he became infamous around the world to the point where he's recognizable like 5 years later. No.
By non-pianists.
By non-pianists. Speaking of pianists. Ooh, I like this character. Oh. Yeah. He decides to quit piano because his mother was abusive and awful. And basically, he told her off and then she died. And guilt. He's in such deep guilt that he goes deaf to the piano keys when he tries to play. That's you.
No.
Yeah.
I don't walk like that, nor do I glow.
No, but there's just an aura when you walk in a room. Your Lie in April is really good, has really good music, great animation, amazing characters. Kaori changes your life. Whether you want her to or not, she changes your life. That's all I'm gonna say because I really want you people to go out and watch it on your own. I mean, just ask Declan. I mean, I don't know if Declan's here. If Declan, does you be here?
Unlikely. But...
Right. Declan does not is be here. But if Declan was is be here, he would say that it was so good he watched it twice, and only Shonen has ever held that honor in his household.
Good old local shonen fag.
Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
So, my rebuttal is Yeah, I think they overplay Kosei's fame. No 6-year-old should be that famous, especially for playing classical piano.
You're right, because classical piano is irrelevant at this point in history, but you've also got to give credit. If a 6-year-old was better than most professional musicians, you would probably know about it.
But would you be able to recognize his teenage self on sight?
Maybe.
Unlikely.
What is this?
I have no clue. But,
Grandpa baby.
let's just leave it there.
No, I don't think I will.
Why? It's gamers. However, anywho, yeah, so they replay his fame. I think one thing that sometimes I forget about is just how faultless they try to make Kaori early on in the series. Her biggest flaw is she sometimes acts like a tsundere.
That's not a flaw.
You see what I mean? Also, the fact that she's supposed to be like half dating, whatever the main.
She's supposed to be interested in his best friend,
but just completely ignores him most of the time.
Yeah. I feel like this is taken out of context.
Nah.
That's exactly what happened in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, he's playing DD Dar. He was using Aaron's head as a mat. However, yeah, so there are some problems. It's not the perfect show. I think it's definitely a good show. If you do like it, I definitely do recommend you watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It's another really good show that I think kind of sort of slightly relates.
I didn't like Pancreas as much. It was really good, but it wasn't
It's
as
the
good.
second anime to make you cry.
Pancreas made me cry once for like a single tear.
Which is more than any other anime except Your Lie in April.
But Endgame did better.
You also really like Endgame.
Yeah. Logan did better.
You also really like Logan. Those are like your two favorite movies.
And there was only really one point in that entire anime that made me feel emotional, and it was that point.
Still cry.
Yeah.
That show got you more emotional than any anime except Your Lie in April.
But I felt more genuine joy throughout the entirety of Orishira. I felt more suspense throughout the entirety of Grisaya.
I really like Pancreas. Definitely do recommend it.
I just like a continuous, ride the high the whole time.
Or Dora. I guess since we've kind of
What is...
gone.
I feel like I should remember this, but I don't.
Kitamura takes a bite of her crepe and she's like, oh, indirect kiss. And then she doesn't know what to do. And I don't remember exactly how, but she ends up just shoving it all down Ryuichi's throat. Out of embarrassment. Ah, yes. Kill.
Bakuno's hot mom!
It's just Bakugo with tits.
Yeah.
Anywho. Or hoo-ha, if you will.
Hoo-ha?
Those are our top 10s. Let's go through honorable mentions. And by honorable mentions, I mean now we're just going to talk about shows we like.
That was top 5s for each of us, not a top 10. Also,
Well, I mean...
one final thing.
You're number 10 through 6, I'm number 5 through 1.
Neither of us agree with each other, but we both understand each other's lists.
You say that, but Bakuno is my 8th favorite anime.
Neither of us agree with each other, but both of us understand each other's lists.
Honestly, it's so hard to pick. Like, my top 10 is always so hard to decide because
How
it's
does
so
Bakuno
close.
not beat JoJo's?
I've spent more time trying to dissect the themes of JoJo's than I have the themes of Bakuno.
No.
I've also dedicated a lot more time to have.
Oh.
Yeah. I've dedicated a lot more time to JoJo's than I have Bakuno.
I always kind of wanted to go back and watch Dragon Ball because this looks funny at times.
He sent a rabbit to the moon once.
Didn't he kick Chi-Chi in the crotch to find out if she was a guy?
No, he grabbed her crotch.
Ah. Don't do that, by the way.
He also pulled down Bulma's pants at one point. Because he was confused at the fact that she didn't have...
Is that the Declan?
No.
It's not the Declan. The Declan.
Anyways.
Did you like Your Lie in April?
Yeah.
Go watch Your Lie in April, everyone.
I don't know who that was, but okay.
Declan's here.
So, what other shows we got? We got... Bakuno's my number 8. Number 7, Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss has kind of been more of a recent one for me. I watched the anime and the movie a while back, and it was in my top... It was like number 11, but I started reading the manga, and that jumped it way up higher. Like, Made in Abyss, if for anyone who loves horror or thrillers, watch Made in Abyss or read it. It's so good.
That makes me upset.
What?
That.
Oh, she's stupid. I really want to show you K-On! Because it actually has a lot of stuff about guitar in it.
Another one of my top picks is... No. Another one of my top picks is gamers. Do you like love? Well, gamers sure convolutes it.
It is the most confusing.
Not
it's confusing
the
to
most
explain.
Confusing. So, what's the shape? 5-sided. It's pentagon. It's a love pentagon.
It's a dodecahedron, obviously.
It's a polygon.
No, that's
Everyone loves each other, and everyone thinks each other loves each other.
It's
impossible to explain.
You know that star that's like the devil sign? It's that, but if a character were on each end, and that's...
You mean a pentagram?
Yeah, pentagram. It's a pentagram of love. Oh. Poor guy. Yeah, it's a love pentagram. Main character likes girl.
What about the Star of David?
Flirts with another girl. No. He's not Jewish. Weirdo. Main character likes a girl.
Let's try not to explain it, right? Let's not even bother.
I want to attempt this.
Okay.
Main character likes a girl. Girl likes him. Main character flirts with another girl so that he can get practice for liking the first girl. His new friend that he makes and his girlfriend try to help him flirt with both the girls. But his new friend thinks that his girlfriend likes the main character and the main character likes his girlfriend. The girl he's flirting with thinks that he likes neither of them and is trying to get out of a relationship with both of them clean, but can't seem to do it. Then, the girl he's been flirting with finds out that she actually likes him back, even though she thought she hated him. And now, she regrets that she didn't move quick enough. I think I got it.
I zoned out. I've tried to explain it before. It's difficult without joining.
It's a love pentagram. Go watch Gamers. It's great. He's also an amazing character.
That's gonna. Well, since the gift's on right now, we can talk about or we can talk about this one. That's Sakuso. Sakuso is actually really good, and it talks about the themes of failure and trying to live with talent.
You want to talk about this one? We can make fun of Zach.
We can talk. No, let's not talk about Angel Base. But Sakuso, definitely, if you're into emotional things, watch Sakuso. It's really good. For slice of life drama, it is absolutely excellent.
Moggy.
If you're into shonen, I'd say watch.
Waifu.
What?
This is a boat waifu.
What is that even? Don't explain it to me. I regret trying to ask. If you're into shonen, I'd recommend watching Demon Slayer because that one's kind of quick and it's not all that long.
It's the most shonen you'll ever shonen.
Yeah, and it's the most shonen you'll ever shonen. What?
I have a feeling I know what she's gonna do.
If that were the case, it's not the she. No.
You haven't seen that anime. That was the single cringiest anime I've ever watched. I got one episode and couldn't take it anymore.
What?
What
What
the?
anime?
Nichijou.
What?
This feels like this feels like a minor
Can we look at
overreaction.
Nichijou gifts now?
No,
Because you've loved every single one you've seen.
no.
Ah, Hyoka. That's like series I'm currently watching. It's been pretty good. Called Hyoka
What?
Gintama. Gintama is something else. It's parody based and it's.
No, don't feel the weird ones. What? Eh? Hey, Toradora.
Let's talk about Toradora now, shall we? I love Toradora.
Toradora didn't make either of our
amazing.
top fives, but we both love Toradora.
Toradora is my top 20 easily. Definitely high top 20. Like, oh, it's so hard to describe how much I like Toradora. But Toradora is a show that. Fist of the North Star.
Oh.
If you are, how do I describe Toradora? It is the greatest rom-com ever. It's just the best rom-com.
I don't know, man.
Name a better rom-com.
Or is Shira?
Name a better rommer than commer rom-com. Name a show better for its romance.
Gamers.
Really?
I like Tendo a lot.
It was funny. Gamers was really funny, but I don't think the comedy was as. I don't think the romance was as good as Toradora.
Also, Orishira in the last episode.
That was an excellent episode. I do really like that episode.
Oh, Bunny Girl Senpai.
Alright, Bunny Girl Senpai. Aiden has only seen the first 2 arcs because he's. Bunny Girl Senpai had such good. It was good.
No
It was
character
so
is
good.
better than My Sakura.
We're holding a vote for that one right now. What do you think finals are going to be?
My versus. Well, it's not going to be My versus Taiga again.
Why?
Didn't that already happen in My 1?
No. Currently, Mai's fighting Taiga. It's a 1-1 vote.
Have you voted?
No.
Vote.
No.
Yep.
I'm still deciding. Nishio!
Let's see. I just need to. I can't.
Just copy it. Bunny Girl Senpai is so good. The characters are excellent. The dialogue is witty and brilliant. Maya is just one of the greatest waifus of all time. Toga is an excellent waifu as well.
Bunny Girl Senpai has some really solid romance with one of the best girls of all time because she's understanding, she's smart, she's really hot.
She is
I think
like.
that's the most important one.
She's between her and Tsukasa's hard. So. Yep.
If I've learned anything, she's transported to a new world now.
I guess. So, Bunny Girl Senpai, definitely recommend watching it if you're into. It's like a cross between. It has the witty dialogue similar to Monogatari, and it has like an interesting protagonist similar to Oregairu. So if you're interested in either of those shows, definitely would recommend checking out Bunny Girl Senpai.
Bunny
It's
Girl
short and
Senpai's
sweet.
really
So. We could start a fight over your name.
good. No.
I think you started enough fights over the same thing. In
Noragami is
her
good.
name.
If we want to start a fight, we'll start a fight. He had to die to the lasers, okay? It absolutely had to happen. You don't approach
He
the
should've
giant
died
monster
when he
coming at
fell
you
off
with
the
an
building.
axe. Not. That's a silent voice, and we already talked about that.
Yeah, he should have
What
died.
lasers? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dr. Stone.
What lasers?
This is not an anime reference. I've been holding on to this fight from the Snyder Cut.
Did you know one of the
What
Sharknadoes has
lasers?
sharks
Weak.
with lasers?
The one laser.
The hit the Flash?
No. When he shot the mother box
Oh, that?
and killed himself,
Yeah.
he absolutely needed to die.
No, he didn't.
One Phil Coulson in the Avengers.
Phil Coulson died. His death was excellent. Like,
Had to die to bring the team together. 2. You don't walk towards the monster that could just jump at you and kill you to prevent you from doing whatever you were gonna do to the mother box.
if you're gonna, okay, but hear me out. He literally could have stepped out and did it, pressed the button to close the door through the whatever he was holding back in there, and suddenly, if he gets jumped at and killed, okay, he was gonna die either way. If he doesn't get jumped at and killed, wow, look, he lives. He just took the guaranteed way of killing himself rather than taking the chance at living.
Happies. But you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You don't step towards the monster.
You do if it means you might be able to live.
I would rather go out to a laser than being tortured to death by a monster. Because that monster absolutely did torture people.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he just stuck something on their face that
There's
turns...
no way that is
Steppenwolf.
comfortable. Nor do you continue to have
It's
mental
better than
sanity.
a face hugger.
Only slightly.
No, not
What are you
slightly.
doing,
It's so much
Steppenwolf?
better than the face hugger.
You don't have to think about the face hugger. For a
It
long
lays
time.
eggs in your body. Through your mouth.
You just don't have to think about it. Ah.
Imagine deep throating guts of a alien.
This doesn't have to be about the Area 51 raid.
But yeah, you're wrong. He easily could have lived that.
There was no reason for him to have stepped out of the box.
There was no reason for him to stay in the box. Would you rather take the 0.1% chance of living or take the 0% chance of living?
0% chance if it means I'm guaranteed to hit the box.
He was guaranteed to the box either way.
Steppenwolf is very fast. If he really wanted to, he could have approached quicker.
He would have stopped it that way then.
But there's a laser, and you don't jump in front of a laser.
Here's the thing about Steppenwolf. Nothing would have changed the way Steppenwolf did anything because if
That's
he wanted
not
to truly
true.
stop it, he could have. There was nothing stopping him from stopping. The position of Dr. Stone did not matter in that scene. It would not have changed the end of events.
Him being as quick and efficient as he was is the reason it worked. Also, I stand by the Phil Coulson death uniting the team.
Probably
That
not
anime's
remember
bad.
movie good enough
Avengers?
to remember the effect of Phil
I'm
Coulson's
saying-
death. I don't
No,
remember.
Phil Coulson's death is what the Avengers actually ended up getting together over.
Like, I assume it is. Like, I don't remember having any complaints about Phil Coulson's death. But Silas's death was just needless. It was a pointless death.
So
He
was Phil
died
Coulson.
for no reason.
Phil Coulson didn't actually accomplish anything when he died, other than uniting the Avengers. So
Well, his death was a tragic one.
was Silas's.
He killed himself for no reason.
It was not for no reason. It was absolutely not for no reason.
When there was another option in which he would have survived, not only would he have survived, but he also would have accomplished
But
his
there's
goal.
no guarantee that he would have accomplished his goal.
Yes, there was.
He took the quickest
same
possible-
Amount of, there was the same. Do you saw
No.
how slowly that door closed?
Yes,
he could have
but
started the door closed and walked through it.
He took the quickest possible guarantee of hitting it.
But he didn't need to be in there for that. He had enough time to escape while he was waiting for it to start.
But if he's in there, he can, 1, pick up the mother box and move it in front of the laser if Steppenwolf moves it. He can, 2,
He just stood there and stared outside the window.
because Steppenwolf didn't move the laser. But
And even
there's
if
no
Steppenwolf
guarantee.
went in there and moved it.
He doesn't understand what Steppenwolf's going to do. He doesn't understand Steppenwolf's motivations. He just knows he wants the box. So he's going to superheat the box so he can find it. He doesn't know Steppenwolf like we do because we followed him. He hasn't. He doesn't know the character.
You don't need to know Steppenwolf. You
do.
said it yourself. He knew he was after the box.
Yeah, so superheat the box at all costs, even if that means you're gonna have to lay down your own life. It wasn't pointless, and it wasn't meaningless.
It was very pointless and it was very meaningless.
It had meaning because Cyborg had character development directly tied to that. So that
Cyborg's
that
character
alone
development
gives
for
it
that was that
meaning.
he wanted vengeance.
So you guys at youth group.
he also had nothing to lose. So,
It's such a pointless death. There were so many better
No.
options than that.
not in his
He could have
not in
easily
his
lived that.
perspective. No.
And besides, keeping Steppenwolf away from the box would have been better than just standing in there with the box. So if what you're saying is true and he's trying to stop Steppenwolf from even meddling with the box, getting outside of the glass box and trying to stop Steppenwolf himself would have been
What
a better
is
option
he
than what
going
he
to
did.
do to stop Steppenwolf?
Meat sack.
No.
It's better than like standing inside of there, which wouldn't have changed anything.
Steppenwolf 1v'd Wonder Woman.
Because the second Steppenwolf got close to that box, they lost. It didn't matter if he was going to try to move the box or anything. The second he got close to it, they lost.
Yeah, but to guarantee he achieved his goal, he made sure to do it himself. Even if that means he died.
He killed himself for no reason.
No.
He didn't need to be in there. There was no reason for him to be in there.
There was no reason for him to step out. That just risks him failing.
But he could have survived.
But he didn't know that.
He knew it would have killed him.
He knew it would have killed him, but he didn't know stepping out would mean he survived.
It meant he had a chance of survival, which is better than no chance of survival.
He also had a chance of survival in the room, technically. If the laser refracts and never hits him, he's fine.
Your arguments are dumb.
Your arguments are dumb.
No.
You would not step towards the giant man with the axe.
If it was a better chance of survival, I definitely would.
No, you wouldn't. You would be panicked, one. And two...
Your immediate thought to panic was to hide. Not to stand inside of the death box staring at death in the eye.
Two, a laser seems a lot less scary than a giant man with an axe.
I disagree.
You don't respect axes enough.
You don't respect lasers enough.
Heat doesn't scare me. If you tear my body to shreds with heat instantly, I will die okay with that. But if you rip me limb from limb with an axe, it will hurt. A lot.
And Silas still knew enough about Steppenwolf at that point to his main priority was getting the box and leaving. Because he was at one point captured by Steppenwolf. He knew that.
He didn't know leaving would be his goal after that. He knew he was after the box.
He knew Steppenwolf's goal was to get the box. Obtain the box was his end goal. Everything else didn't matter. What mattered was getting the box. So that's what Steppenwolf would have gone. He was supposed to be a smart man. So turn on the thing, step out of it, duck behind something, you live, you accomplish your goal.
Not necessarily, because you only know that would have worked because you saw what happened after he closed the door. He has no way to know what's going to happen after he closes the door. He closes
Being
the
inside
door
of it
and
doesn't
stands
change
inside
that.
of it. It means he's directly in with the box.
No, here's the thing. He got one attempt. One attempt. Him knowing what the attempt's going to happen, what is going to happen, doesn't matter. Everything that happens after the start of it, that's set in stone. Nothing's changing about that.
So he gets one attempt at this, and nothing's changing after he starts.
Yes. So
But he doesn't know the path that's going to follow.
it's going straight. He knows where it's aiming. He said it right in front of it.
He okay.
He didn't position himself in a place
Yeah.
to move the box in case it missed. He knew it was going to hit the box.
Yeah, at that point,
He was confident that this was the
when he
only chance he
activated
had.
it, he knew it was going to hit the box.
Yes. He had ample opportunity to just step out.
No.
Because the second he set that box there, it was out of his control.
Not really.
Yes, it was.
You go pick up the box if you miss. If he moves the laser, you go pick up the box.
The laser was stuck in place. It wasn't moving. If anything was going to
Okay,
move it,
you can't say
there was nothing
Steppenwolf
else
is
he could-
not going to move it.
if Steppenwolf was going to move it, there was nothing he could have done.
You
Silas
still-
wouldn't have been able to do anything if Steppenwolf moved the laser. If he got close enough to the laser to move it, then he could have easily just took a step forward and would have been in arm's reach of Silas and the box.
No, because
Yes.
the glass cage was in the way, one.
It's glass.
Yeah, but that takes time. Even if it is one swing, it takes time.
He could have just used his body instead of the glass.
What?
In that case, his priority, I'd rather use my body to protect my final chance. In Silas's eyes, this was a matter that was bigger than himself. It wasn't a matter of how does he rather go out, by laser or by death axe. Stepping outside would have increased his chances. because it would have given him another way to slow down Steppenwolf, even by a slight fraction of a second.
I don't see him slowing down Steppenwolf by any
Well, and you
relevant
suggested
time.
the glass would?
If Steppenwolf is reaching for the box, yes.
He's more durable than the glass.
Yes. But if he's out there, you're assuming that he's trying to stop him from manipulating the laser, because he's going to get to the laser before he's going to get to the box.
Yeah. So, again, he should just step down and hid, because as soon as he started it, everything else was out of his control.
He's also in there, and that does mean he has a direct protection of the box. So even if Steppenwolf moves the laser, he can meat shield the box for a couple seconds.
He
so
could
the
have just
Justice
meat
League
shielded
could
the
show
glass.
up.
Because if Steppenwolf gets to the laser, his chance is gone. Right then and there, his only option is to try to run with the box.
Yeah, but that gives you a few seconds for the Justice League to show up.
Justice League had already shown up.
Mm,
Cyborg showed up before the box closed.
not before it closed, before the laser fired.
Or, like, yeah, he showed up, like, Sonos could have survived that easily. He just needed to step out. That's all he had to do.
Nah.
Being inside that box proved nothing, like, it was
It also
not
gave
beneficial
Cyborg
whatsoever.
nothing to lose. You can't argue against that.
His death was purely for Cyborg's character development.
Possibly. But I still see it as making more sense to stay in and protect the box than to go out and protect the box from farther away from the box.
Or trying to survive. One or the two. Like,
At that
those
point,
are your two priorities.
Survival is never a goal in world-threatening event.
You've never met humans.
He's a doctor, not a human.
So. Anyways, that tangent, I think that is all for the podcast.
Thank you for joining our TED Talk. Have a nice day.